Today I'm going to fit a router into my router table. This is my basic model router table. The router I've got is a 1500 watt DIY half-inch Silverline router. This router's a pretty good router. I've got this second hand. Now it's had a fair amount of damage to it, so the first thing that's clearly obvious is the fact the springs are gone, or rather non-existent. So I'll just take this locking nut off, and you can see there's no springs in there at all. The actual handle for the locking nut is broken, so I'll make a new handle for that. The handle here on this side is also broken. You can open that up. This side, for some reason or other, is also broken. There's only 3 screws in here, so I'll spend a bit of time to get this how I want it. So first point of call for this is to fix these 2 handles and then remove the base plate. I've just taken off the other handle. Both handles were held on with just 1 screw, so I took 1 screw out of the other handle, and now this one has 2 screws in it, which is the main control handle. So the reason for taking this off is there's a option here, not an option, it's not a design option, it's just the way I do it, that you can fit those screws in there and use that to lock a rise and fall plate in there that I'm going to make. So the next stage to do is to take off the base plate. So I've unscrewed the base plate, and I can now use this base plate to mark out on the top of the router where I want to drill the holes. Once I've done that, I can screw back into those and attach that to the bottom of the router bed. So I've got my router table over, and just to show more clearly what I want to do is to get this and centralise this in, around this hole here, and then position the 4 holes for the screws. So the next stage, before I mark this top out, is I need to just tap these home firm. So my first action is to just tap the head of the coach bolt and then twist on the nut behind. So I've just finished drilling this out. I'm going to show you what I did and how I got there. First thing is I marked the centre line, and I know my centre line from the front is 170mm, and then I eyed this in using those ones to find the middle. Then I double checked to the front, see what it was, and made some adjustments, drew all the way around. Then I used a hinge screw locator bit in there just to get the ball rolling and mark out the position of the holes. So what I'm going to do now is drill through with a 4mm or 4.5 drill bit, and then countersink that, and then that should be ready to attach. So I've drilled out the unit, and I've given the unit top a little bit of a sand off because I don't like any bits coming through. Now those are a little bit slack in there, and there's a reason for that. It's just to take up any inconsistencies that may be there when I'm trying to screw into the base. So now the next stage is to fit these into the base. So to locate the router, the first thing I'll do is use a longer length of screw and just get that in there and take the weight. Before I fit the router into the base unit, before I screw through there, I need to fit these. So get those in there, then work them out. You can eye them through roughly middle, 50mm, 48mm, 48mm. Okay, so I've just got those in and lock them off. So fitting the first 2 screws is always a little bit awkward. So the best thing I find is to middle the collet piece and then eye through, see where, if you can see where the hole is, and then just set the screw and you should just automatically find the hole. So I've put all 4 screws in and I've put them to a point of finger tight, but what I need to do is tighten them all up at the same time. Now what I want to do is put these braces in, is to take the weight of the router. So now I'm going to just need to lift this up out of the way a little bit, give my fingers a bit of room. I'm just going to clamp these down. They don't need to be too tight. So now we've got the weight of the router supported by these and the threaded bar going through, and the torsion of the router is supported by the 4 bolts going through the base plate. So at this stage, as a basic router table, this unit is ready to use. Right, so the recent additions to this is the MBR switch here. The trigger switch is held in place with a cable tie. So we can speed up the rise and fall method. Just take that, in fact actually just take the lock off. I want to go up, so just unscrew that. Unlock it, it's unlocked, and push that up. And actually, that's it, as easy as that. Lock it off, tighten it up. Put the bit back in, the plate. And we're ready to go. Easy as that. So that's ready to go. Now micro adjusting with that. Obviously we've got the micro adjustment. Check that lever's not locked. Right, that's not locked. Got the micro adjustment, as you might expect if you've seen any of my other stuff. And then winding it back up the other way. You should have a very fine adjustment. What I'm going to do now is just push that up just fractionally, lock it off, take that out. And from that position we can probably see the bit change. It's a lot easier. Just drop straight out, put it back, change the bit, pop that back in, straight away, ready to go. Take that off, and micro adjustments that you need to make. Alright, thanks for watching.